St. Paul says in 1 Corinthians. You don't have to do all of it. You might just plant the seed, you might water it. Ultimately, Christ is the one who gives it the increase. You do what you can. And I think this is a clear example. Like, start with where you have common ground because it builds up that mutual respect. Blaise Pascal talks about this, that people are more persuaded by the reasons they come to themselves than by the reasons put into their head by others. With abortion, when somebody tells you, I'm pro-life except in cases of rape, incest, life in the mother, whatever their exceptions are, the temptation is to immediately jump in on where do we disagree and why.
Yeah.
But it can actually be really helpful to say, well, why aren't you okay with abortion across the board? And then once they tell you whatever that reason is, if there's some recognition that this is an unborn child or that whatever's in the womb of the mother has some kind of rights, now you actually have a basis to have a meaningful conversation. If they just say yes and you just say no, that's not likely to go anywhere. But if you say, I notice you say no most of the time and yes some of the time, let's focus on our shared no and then see if it sheds light on where we disagree. That way you're not running from the controversy, but you are creating the framework in which it can be productive.
When someone says, I'm against abortion in the case of rape, the temptation might be, here's why you are wrong about abortion in the case of rape. But to ask a question, help me understand, why is pregnancy that comes from rape something that is so bad it justifies abortion, but pregnancy from another stressful, difficult circumstance doesn't justify abortion? Why are you against abortion in non-rape cases? And they say, well, because it kills a human being. Well, does that happen in cases of rape as well? And when you ask the question, as you said, quoting Pascal, the person comes to that of their own accord and they start to see it.